Helping your dog get the right amount of activity for their lifestyle can be a great way to help keep them at a lean body weight, but even more importantly, help improve their cardiovascular and their joint health. In this video, we're going to be talking about what that might look like for your pet. Now, first thing and an important thing to note is that a lean or healthy body weight in any dog or cat is going to be extremely variable depending on factors like their breed, their age, and any underlying health conditions. If you think your pet might be overweight or obese and you want to incorporate activity into your weight loss plan, I strongly encourage that you consult a veterinarian for advice on how to do this safely. We want to make sure that we are doing the right amount of exercise and the right impact of exercise for your particular pet. If you know your dog is healthy and your vet has given you the thumbs up, then there are many ways we can incorporate activity into their daily life. Let's start with puppies. Preventing weight gain is a great place to start right from the gate. Now, when you're choosing your breed, it's important to think about the types of activity and the amount of exercise they will need. For example, our high energy breeds such as German short-haired pointers or spaniels are going to need a lot more exercise and activity to keep them satisfied as compared to something like a miniature poodle or a corgi. You should only be taking on one of these higher energy dogs if you know that you have the time and energy to dedicate giving them the physical activity that they need. Most of the time when owners ask me about activity for puppies, my primary warning is around it's very easy to overdo it. And so I think it's important to talk about the fact that a lot of times short and sweet is going to be the answer for puppy exercise. Most of the time, these guys are going to tell us when they are tired. So even 5 minutes of playtime here and there can be perfect for young puppies. We want to make sure that we are not overdoing it based on their age, but giving them enough time to play and get some mental stimulation as well. Remember that exercise doesn't just have to mean things like long walks or runs. It's important to keep in mind that, like I said, puppies can very easily overdo it, but things like zoomy sessions, short playtime, and even short training sessions can provide exercise to young puppies. A point to keep in mind is, especially for our larger breeds, it can be very easy to overdo it on their joints, so making sure that we are limiting our duration of activity is important for these guys. For healthy adult dogs, generally speaking, a nice rule of thumb to go off of is 30 minutes of activity a day as a good goal. Now, it's important to remember that your dog's activity requirements are going to vary depending on their size, their breed, their age, etc. So, for example, smaller breed dogs may need those 30 minutes broken up into shorter, separated sessions to get a total of 30 minutes. Whereas if you're bringing home a breed like a pointer or a collie, they can potentially need up to 60 to 120 minutes of activity every day to make sure that they are getting the exercise and the mental stimulation that they need. Please remember that these are general suggestions, guidelines that we can kind of gear a little bit of our plans off of. Now, it's important to make sure that we are selecting activities that are appropriate for your individual dog. It is going to vary by their lifestyle. For example, I was just looking at a list of high energy breeds and Golden Retriever was on that list. I can tell you right now, my Golden Retriever is a much more successful couch potato than a long distance runner. So we have to pick activities that work for him. Another thing that I like to point out is that some people think that just because you have a small breed dog, that means that they can't do long activity bouts. I've got friends with Jack Russells that hike 10 miles. Everybody is different. So again, these are guidelines or suggestions, but we need to pick based off of what is right for your individual pet's needs. If your dog is overweight, it's important that we discuss safe exercise. I know that this means that pets and their owners can be a little bit more hesitant. They might seem more unwilling. So it's important that we start slow and gradually build up their exercise tolerance, just like we would for people. A suggestion that I often bring up for owners is swimming or hydrotherapy. It's a great way for pets to get some stimulation of their cardiovascular system without putting a ton of extra pressure on their joints. An important thing to remember is that when dogs are swimming, they are using a much greater range of motion than when they are walking or running. So short water sessions are important because they are going to use up energy a lot quicker. So again, it's important to go off of your individual pet's needs and slowly work upward if we want to increase the amount of activity. However, again, if you are worried or you do want to incorporate exercise into the weight loss plan for your pet, please check with your vet to help decide a safe option for your pet. For our senior citizens in the canine community, exercise is still extremely important. I have a lot of owners who hesitate to exercise their senior pets, and I can tell you that regular physical activity is extremely important to keep our senior pets moving and in less pain. For osteoarthritis, this may mean we need to be a little bit more picky and choosy about our activities, but exercise in senior pets is still very important, and there's lots of safe options that we can do to keep them moving. I promise you, even a short and sweet walk at a low impact is a great way to help keep their joints going. As a pet parent, we can work with you as a team and sometimes even include a physiotherapist to help decide what your pet likes, but also what a safe limit is for your pet when it comes to exercise.